Okay, it's time to move on to slightly more complex rhythmic patterns by breaking beats into smaller parts called subdivisions. A quarter note is commonly divided into eighth notes, which is 2 parts, or 16th notes, which is 4 equal parts. For now, we're going to focus on eighth notes. So it takes 2 eighth notes to equal 1 quarter note, so when performed, this means eighth notes move twice as fast as quarter notes. To play them accurately, we often use a spoken syllable for the subdivisions that fall between the beats. We use the word and, written as a plus, to save space. So to speak the rhythm above, you would say 1, 2, 3, 4 for the quarter notes, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for the eighth notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And that's pretty fast. Let's try a slower one. Let's try 90. 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, and we might clap these too. So I would go through and repeat this a few times to make sure you can comfortably switch between the quarter notes and the eighth note speeds. And then once you feel comfortable with that, let's try some examples. Okay, so there are 4 examples here, and we'll always hear 4 clicks before the music starts. Many people find it helpful to count eighth notes all the way through. So even though example 1, for instance, starts with 2 quarter notes, we still might count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the whole time. Just clap or tap only when the note lines up with the actual count. So I would count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but I would play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Notice I did not play on 1 and, so I play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm counting the ands the entire time, but only playing when a note lines up with my count. I'm going to do each of these 3 ways. I'm going to count them, and then I'll clap it, and then I'll do the subdividing as well. So let's start just counting the rhythm that we see. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. Then we can try it also clapping or maybe speaking and clapping. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. And then subdividing. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, let's do example 2 3 ways. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. All right, with clapping. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So I think counting, maybe up to you whether you count and clap at the same time. And subdivisions. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, example 3. Maybe a different tempo slightly. Let's try 100 this time. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And subdividing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, example 4. I'm going to change tempo again. 84, sure. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. All right, with some clapping. And subdividing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, let's try some in triple meter, 3/4. Again, we'll always hear clicks before the music begins, and because this is in 3, we'll hear 3 clicks. Again, counting the eighth note subdivisions all the way through 1 and 2 and 3 and, even when only clapping on the quarter note beats is a good idea. So I'll do each of these 3 ways. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1. All right, with some clapping or tapping. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1. Subdividing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. Okay, example 2. 1, 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1. Okay, with some clapping. And subdividing. 2 and 3 and 1 and 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 2 and 3 and. All right, example 3. 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1. With clapping. Okay, and with subdivisions. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, example 4, last one. 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1. All right, clapping. And finally subdividing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, so once you start to feel comfortable with these, I would go over them until each one feels pretty solid and you feel pretty confident. And then you can move on to playing some music with eighth notes or give one of our tapping exercises a try.